They saw the same thing everybody else saw, where they made some ridiculous shots. You know, you're going to have certain breakdowns in your defense, and in that third quarter, you know, that could have been really deflating for our team, and it wasn't. Like we kept fighting and played some really good basketball. We changed. You know, we did 3 different coverages tonight, so it's not like we're not trying. You know, we're trying.
NBA champion Kendrick Perkins just said something that sent shockwaves through the basketball world. 5 words that cut deeper than any stat line or highlight reel ever could. That's not a team. He wasn't talking about a tanking franchise or a lottery squad. He was talking about the Los Angeles Lakers, a team with LeBron James, a team with Luka Dončić, a team still in the playoff picture. And Perkins didn't stop there. He said the Lakers are nothing more than a collection of individuals showing up to punch the clock. No connection. No chemistry. No group chat. No team dinners. Just bodies in uniforms going through the motions. What you're about to discover goes way deeper than wins and losses. We're talking about dysfunction that could destroy their entire season.
To call the Lakers a team, that's not a team.
Ouch.
That's a bunch of individuals. I'm willing to bet everything that I have that is not a group chat with the Lakers.
Careful what you
got to be a group chat.
Well, if it is,
may not be that active, but
what it is, ain't nobody saying nothing. I'm willing to bet there's no team dinners on the road. That's a bunch of individuals. That's showing up to work, do your job, everybody go their own way. And that's how they perform on the floor.
Let's start with the game that exposed everything. January 16, 2026. The Lakers are at home, with LeBron James and Luka Dončić combining for 68 points. That should be enough to beat anyone, right? Wrong. The Charlotte Hornets embarrassed them on their own floor. Final score, 135-117. An 18-point beatdown. The Hornets are 15-26, 11 games under .500, a team a championship contender should handle in their sleep. But the Lakers didn't just lose, they got destroyed. LaMelo Ball went absolutely nuclear, dropping 30 points with 9 three-pointers and 11 assists. Miles Bridges threw down thunderous dunks. The Hornets did whatever they wanted, whenever they wanted. And the Lakers? They stood around and watched it happen.
Great balls of fire!
That was one of the best moves I've seen this NBA season, hands down.
Oh,
Talk
how about this
a bag.
move? Ball from deep.
Off of one leg.
Off of 1 foot there. All right, just over 2 minutes remaining. The Hornets up in this one. Bridges misses the 3. The ball comes back out to Ball.
This was a backbreaker. That pretty much ended the game.
That did it. Ball had 30 points. He balled out. 9 of 17 from 3, 11 assists. Let's take a listen to J.J. Redick on the Lakers' lack of defense.
Here's where it gets really ugly. The Lakers are currently ranked 26th in defense out of 30 teams. You cannot win a championship playing defense like that. Look at history. 2024 Celtics, champions, top 5 in defense. 2023 Nuggets, champions, top 10 in defense. Golden State Warriors dynasty elite defense every year. Defense separates pretenders from contenders. And right now, the Lakers are pretending. They started the season 19-7. Everything looked great. Then reality hit. Since that hot start, they've gone 5-8, dropping 4 of their last 5 games. This isn't a slump, this is a team falling apart at the seams. That's when Kendrick Perkins stepped up to the microphone on ESPN and dropped a bomb nobody saw coming. This isn't some random talking head looking for attention. Perkins played 14 years in the NBA and won a championship with the 2008 Celtics alongside Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen. He knows what championship chemistry looks like. Here's what Perkins said, word for word. That's not a team. That's a bunch of individuals. I'm willing to bet everything that I have that there is not a group chat with the Lakers. I'm willing to bet there are no team dinners on the road. That's a bunch of individuals showing up to work, doing your job. Everybody goes their own way. Let that sink in. No group chat in 2026 when every professional team has texts blowing up 24/7. The Lakers apparently don't even have that basic level of communication. They aren't texting each other about plays. They aren't sending memes to keep morale up. They aren't checking in after tough games. They're complete strangers wearing the same jersey. No team dinners on the road either. NBA teams travel constantly, and championship teams use that time to bond, breaking bread together, building relationships that translate to trust on the court. The Lakers? They order room service alone and go their separate ways. Perkins directly connected this lack of chemistry to their defensive disasters. When defensive players don't trust each other, don't communicate, and don't help each other out, it shows on the court. Watch any Lakers game, a guy gets beat off the dribble, and nobody rotates to help. Nobody calls out screens. Nobody sacrifices their body to take a charge. It's 5 guys playing individual defense, instead of team defense. And in the NBA, individual defense gets you cooked every single time.
When you have defensive teams that are with defensive individuals that look the way that they look, not on the same page, then they definitely don't have the chemistry of it.
Want to know what real championship chemistry looks like? Let's take a trip back in time. 2004 Lakers, the roster was stacked like never before. Kobe Bryant in his prime. Shaquille O'Neal still dominant. Karl Malone, a 2-time MVP. Gary Payton, one of the greatest point guards ever. 4 future Hall of Famers on the same team. They were expected to waltz to the championship, but then they ran into the Detroit Pistons in the finals. The Pistons didn't have a single superstar. Their leading scorer, Chauncey Billups, averaged just 18 points per game. But they had chemistry, trust, and sacrifice, and they destroyed the Lakers in 5 games. It wasn't even close. 2014 San Antonio Spurs, Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, and Manu Ginobili had played together for over a decade. They knew each other's moves before they happened. During their championship run, they averaged nearly 25 assists per game. The ball never stuck, everyone touched it, everyone contributed. Coach Greg Popovich built a culture where the team mattered more than any individual. Spurs role players could have started anywhere else but chose to sacrifice, and it paid off. They dominated the Miami Heat's Big Three because their chemistry was unstoppable. Golden State Warriors dynasty, when Steve Kerr became coach in 2014, analytics showed that if the team made 300 passes per game, offensive efficiency would skyrocket. But it wasn't just numbers, making 300 passes meant everyone had to be involved. Steph Curry set screens for role players. Draymond Green made the extra pass instead of forcing shots. By 2015, the Warriors were playing the most unselfish basketball the league had ever seen. Do you see the pattern? Talent gets you to the playoffs. Chemistry wins championships. The Lakers have the talent, they're missing everything else. Just look at the current team. Watch their body language. After a turnover, players point fingers instead of encouraging each other. After defensive breakdowns, there's frustration instead of communication. These are all signs of a disconnected group. JJ Redick tried to put a positive spin on the Hornets' loss, saying the Lakers are trying different defensive coverages. But in the NBA, trying isn't good enough. Results matter. And the results scream, something is fundamentally broken. Despite contesting three-pointers at the 11th highest rate in the league, opponents are still making them at the highest percentage in the NBA. That's not bad luck. That's a team that can't make shots difficult even when they're in position. The Big Three situation makes things worse. LeBron James, Luka Dončić, and Austin Reeves have barely played together. When LeBron missed time early in the season with sciatica, the Lakers looked pretty good, the ball moved, role players stepped up, energy was high. Then LeBron returned, and everything felt awkward. Luka himself admitted months into the season. We're still building chemistry, and we haven't had many practices together. That's a massive red flag. You're trying to win a championship, and your superstar is saying you're still in the getting-to-know-you phase. Terrifying. DeAndre Ayton is another problem. He was brought in to solve frontcourt issues, but he looks lost, offense timing off, pick-and-roll connections missing. This isn't about talent, it's about fit and chemistry. Austin Reeves being hurt only makes things worse. When he returns, the rotation gets more complicated. Who sits? Who sacrifices? Those questions require trust and communication, and right now, the Lakers have neither. Why does this matter? In the playoffs, everything changes. Teams study you, exploit weaknesses, and take away your best plays. When shots aren't falling, chemistry becomes everything. Championship teams lean on each other, trust each other, and communicate through adversity. Teams without chemistry panic, they start hero ball, point fingers, and crumble under pressure. The Lakers have 9 of their next 10 games on the road. Road trips either hold teams together or tear them apart. Exhausted, in hostile arenas, they need teammates they can trust, but the Lakers don't have that. No team dinners. No group chats. No connection. The warning signs have been flashing for months. The ball was moving early in the season when the roster wasn't full. Then LeBron returned, rotations got set, and suddenly everything felt forced. The Luka Dončić trade in February was supposed to be the move that pushed them over the top, but nobody considered chemistry. 2 players used to controlling everything suddenly have to share the floor. They assumed talent would overcome everything, and it isn't. Can this be fixed? Maybe. But chemistry can't be forced. It develops through shared experiences, adversity, and time spent together on and off the court. The Lakers show up, play, and leave. That's it. JJ Redick can draw up the best plays in the world, but if players don't trust each other, those plays mean nothing. Coaching can only do so much. At some point, the players have to want to be a team, and right now, it's not clear the Lakers do. LeBron is 40. Incredible, but Father Time is undefeated. Luka is in his prime, but how long will he tolerate losing if things don't improve? The pressure is building, and the foundation is cracked. Kendrick Perkins didn't speak to be controversial. He spoke the truth. The Lakers are a collection of talented individuals pretending to be a team. On paper, they have everything. In reality, nothing. No connection, no trust, no chemistry, just expensive jerseys and empty statistics. Championships are built on sacrifice, communication, and genuine care for your teammate. The Lakers are built on contracts, highlights, and individual achievements. That might get you to the playoffs, but it will never win a championship. The question hanging over Los Angeles is simple: will they figure out how to become a team before it's too late? Will someone demand better?